Welcome to Three Views. Welcome to Three Views.
Welcome to the Three Views podcast, a podcast where three brothers,
Thane,
Garrett,
and Gaucho.
That's
us.
review a variety of products, feelings, experiences, and senses. Two of us know what they're reviewing. One doesn't, but has to play along and give his honest review. Then guess what we've been reviewing at the end of the episode.
Who will it be?
Whose bones are these?
Whose bones are these? Werewolves do not like Brussels sprouts.
I don't believe you in the
don't
slightest.
think that's true. That doesn't track.
What are your sources for this?
Werewolves should have their preferences of their human counterpart, right?
Not because they're a different thing. I don't know, dude.
When they're in wolf form, maybe not. But in human form, they should just interact like normal, right?
Well, yeah.
This week we're reviewing werewolves. Who doesn't know?
Who doesn't know? More like who wolves? What the fuck?
More like what wolves? What?
Do we always go straight into highlights?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, highlights is kind of the first. No, first we do a Robert segment now.
Oh, we're doing that every episode.
As long as there's something nice to say.
It seems a little bit, pardon my French, un de toi.
Well,
Is
I'm
that
a Robert.
Gaucho's got a Robert.
Give us
This
a
is
Robert.
my cousin. This is my cousin Robert. Our cousin Robert Cambry said new ep of Three Views was hilarious, and then said some more stuff. But it was a suggestion for a review, so I'll keep that a mystery from you, dicks.
Oh.
Robert Cambry sounds like a cowboy name.
That does sound like
That's a
cowboy
great name. I'm taking it. Let me write that down.
I don't think you can take our cousin's name.
Check this out. Watch. ROBERTCAMBRI. I wrote it down.
Fuck!
He just showed us what he wrote down, and he just drew dick butt.
That's the universal language.
Dick butt is the universal language.
Thane, are you ready for a rowdy time? And Gaucho, are you ready to get your shit wrecked?
Wait, thank you, Robert Cambry.
Yeah, thank you, Robert Cambry.
And Garrett, are you ready to thank Robert Cambry, my favorite cowboy?
I
Only
am
you
ready
can
for
answer that.
a rowdy time. I had a nice solid cry a couple of hours ago. I started watching the Les Mis and had a good cry for about an hour.
How
As lame does.
How often do you cry, Thane?
As often as I watch Les Mis, Sons of Anarchy finale, or I've got a.
Is that a
I'm
joke?
not kidding. No, I'm dead serious. I cried at the finale of Sons of Anarchy.
You get super emotionally invested in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Why have you never recommended? I've never watched that show.
I don't know.
All right, I'll watch it. Whatever.
It's pretty good.
It's one of those that like, it's not a super emotional show throughout, but the finale is, and it's a good show, but the finale is very different from the show itself.
Gaucho, how often do you cry?
Mind your fucking business.
That's fair. I think it's about on a 6 months cycle for me. There are certain like films or like special activities that make me cry. Special activities made it sound way weirder. I immediately realized there's some certain things. No. There's certain life events and like emotions come to a head and whatever. But it's usually about a 6 months. In my adult life, it's been like a 6 month cycle of when I'm actually shedding
6 months
tears.
crying,
No,
6 months not crying.
yeah, back and forth. You gotta keep a balance. Weirdly, it coincides when I'm off my meds and when I'm back on. No, but like I'll have a good cry every 6 months, and it usually averages out to right about there. And just curious.
I think that I probably should cry about every 6 months, but I feel like I find myself crying maybe once a year.
Do you ever find yourself in a scenario where you're like, I should cry right now? And you try to like well up some tears, get some waterworks going, and you're like, then you get caught up in the performative act of that.
Yeah, funerals.
Funerals, definitely. I don't
It's
think
weird though because I cry at like I went to a funeral a couple of years ago for a very close friend of mine, and I like lost it. I bawled and bawled hard, and I was like shaking. It was probably the biggest cry I've had in my life.
pretty embarrassing.
And then and then a few months later, I went to another very close friend's funeral, and nothing. And then like a few days later, I just like bawled and bawled and bawled, and it was weird because I was at the funeral and I was like, why am I not crying this time? What's going on? But then the next time, and then a few days later, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, now it's coming.
Anyways, this is a review podcast.
Yeah, we're talking about something else. How did we get onto that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you were crying.
I think you started crying. Do you? Oh, I get it. You're gonna edit this and edit out the 15 minutes where you were crying. And Gaucho and I were both like, "Please, come on, we have to record this." And then we said some mean shit about you and brought up like old wounds, and we're like, "Oh, let's just get it all out right now."
I think that yeah, I will remove. I'll edit that out.
Sign up to Patreon to hear 15 minutes of Thane crying and Gaucho and I berating him.
All right, let's get into these highlights, buddy boys, baby boys. I meant to say baby boys, and I said buddy, my baby boys.
Well, you can be buddies with a baby. I think that's the most appropriate relationship you can have with a baby that's not your own. Is just buddies.
True.
Once they're a toddler, they can be your friend. Once they're like, they can say words and shit, they can be your friend. Before that, they're just buddies.
I'm going to jump into these highlights, all right?
Hell yeah. Take us off,
All
Ken.
right.
Super cool. Super
after
cool. Super cool. One thing I got to say about this, super cool. 3 words, super cool. I like it. That's one highlight.
That's 3 syllables.
Wow.
I don't know how words work. Anyone else got any highlights?
3 words and or highlights are for me. Okay, I'll get us started with highlights.
I started already.
I will get us really going. I'll add the fuel to the fire that you started.
Do the real highlights.
Highlights for this are, it's not pleasant, but it's kind of funny. And I think that there is comedic value in this experience. While you're doing it, there is something that is just like, I'm just human, and this is silly. I'm doing a silly little weird thing, and there's biology to go to back it up. But it's just like, I'm being goofy for a second, and I can't help it. And I love anything that puts me into the can't help but be goofy category of existence.
Sort of how I feel about hiccups, and I would agree with that highlight.
I have strong
I
feelings about
think
hiccups, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, sometimes I get the hiccups, I just laugh hard as fuck.
I hate hiccups with a
I
passion.
if I get hiccups, I stop what I'm doing and get rid of them. That's a complete shutdown. I can't do anything
Remove
except to try to
yourself
get rid of them.
from the situation and be like, "Hey,
Exactly.
I gotta go." If you're playing on Xbox Live and you get the hiccups, that's the end of that session. And if you try and stay, you shouldn't be playing anymore. Tim, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I will say a lot like going through a cycle of needing to cry every once in a while, depending on the person, however frequent that may be. You also get the urge and the need to kind of, it's like the highs and the lows. You need that like high energy, silly, goofy. That's got to happen as well.
Absolutely.
I like that. I'd also highlight the fact that this is like can be much better with an animal. I have a cat, for instance. That adds a lot of joy to the experience and makes it a lot easier. So that's one thing.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Huh. Makes you wonder.
Hmm.
Huh.
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 Hey, that's a good. Do that again.
Huh.
Huh?
Huh.
Huh. Huh. Huh. Huh. Oh. Subscribe to our Patreon for 45 minutes of unedited Minecraft villager noises from Gaucho. Huh.
Minecraft Villager ASMR.
And then it's just
So
you
I.
killing them.
I don't know what they sound like when they die.
Kind
Huh.
of like they sound their whole lives. Just
But
dumb as hell.
a little more stressed.
There's a bit of relief to it.
I've got a question for you too.
Shoot.
Send it.
When was the last time that you guys did this?
Last night.
Like maybe a week ago. It's probably once a week for me. But
Right
it's
on.
probably been about a week.
I think it's been a few nights for me, but yeah, about the same. A couple times a week, once a week, depending on just kind of how the mood is, you know?
Yeah, mood plays a big part in it.
Hmm.
I've got a question for the two of you.
Oh, do you know?
Do you think if you have, say, recently showered, do you think that exaggerates this, or do you think it lessens this? Exaggerates, or I guess neutral. So, like, if you have just gotten out of the shower, is it worse or better?
What temperature was the shower? 117 degrees or negative 32 degrees?
116, 115, maybe.
Shower.
Makes this way better. Makes this easier.
I have no clue. If someone were to give me a graph of how hot the typical shower can go, I would not. I imagine my scale would be completely removed from what is actual temperature. Because like body temp is like what
I think
190.
342.
I think the average, yeah, Celsius and Fahrenheit somehow as their meeting point. I
Somehow it's the same for both.
I do not know temperatures, and I feel like a cold shower. You know,
You don't know temperatures?
I know.
A cold shower could be anything between 40 degrees and 70 degrees, and I wouldn't know. I don't know. I feel like either one of those temperatures anywhere in there is a cold shower.
That's very interesting. Also, I think it's very interesting that Garrett doesn't really understand temperatures or know them very well, considering that his job is to regulate temperatures within structures in one of the hottest states in the United States of America.
Hey, all I know is, hey, hot? Ugh, it's not good. We gotta get rid of that. Let's add some cold.
That's pretty much our job, yeah.
No, I know how temperature works, but as far as like, I don't like specifically just like ambient temperature of air in an enclosed space. like obviously, like there's a scale, and then it works off of how many. I think it's called degrees or something, degrees or something.
Daiquiris.
So how many how many daiquiris you've drank depends on how hot you feel inside. I know that.
That tracks.
Celsius is like something to do with cell service.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if the shower was hot, I think it'd make this a little better. I think if it was cold, this would make this a little, considering on your viewpoint, because I quite enjoy this as a whole, so make it a little better, actually.
Getting some wild feedback from you, Gouch.
From my,
Yeah,
my
some-
audio?
Ah!
Son of a bitch!
I was hoping it would stop, and then you stopped talking and went,
Is it
was like
still
a-
doing it?
no, it stopped now.
Sorry, I was farting for a minute.
Oh, it was probably that. It did sound like a fart.
I'm just kidding.
What was your question again, Garrett?
Do you feel like a fresh shower before this experience exasperates it or doesn't affect it?
That's a good one. The Loch Ness monster pays their taxes.
Pays his taxes?
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster pays their taxes.
Their taxes. So we're not
I
gendering
don't-
Nessie.
I don't know. I don't
Nessie's
know
a
what
pretty
the
feminine
gender-
name.
It's Scottish, so. Yeah, I think that
Oh,
shower
very
yeah,
Exaggerate.
exaggerate. Ah, fucking.
Hey, I see an opportunity to poke fun at your mispronunciation.
Hey, go for it then.
I'm choosing not to take it.
I appreciate that.
That's all.
Very kind.
Because because we're recording. If we were playing Baldur's Gate 3 and me and you were talking, oh, I'd make fun of that shit. But the
Non-stop.
fact
Shit,
the
butt.
fact I make fun of that shit but shit but I'm not gonna take that. That's low hanging fruit. And also, side note that's just occurring to me for the first time. I mispronounce shit on this all the time. Not shit. I'm really good at pronouncing shit.
One of your
But-
favorites.
It's one of my favorite words to pronounce.
Dude, you gotta stop saying shit, butt.
The shit butt. What are you gonna do?
I got a question for you, too.
I got an answer.
Fuck, I forgot my question. I figured it out a minute ago. I forgot it. Oh, yeah. If you could have a medical procedure to make it so you didn't have to experience this anymore, but it also meant that you had to lose 4 fingers, would you do it?
Do I get to pick the fingers?
Which 4?
Nope,
Yeah.
I get to pick the fingers.
Okay, I'll answer, and then you tell me on your hands which fingers you'd take.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
I'm not telling you which.
That's just a no. Is it thumbs?
No.
Yeah, can I keep?
Here's how I'm gonna decide, okay? You're gonna hold your hands in front of my face, and I'm going to close my eyes and bite at random, and I'm gonna get some of them, and they're gonna be. I'm keeping them.
Can our listeners sign up for this as well?
Yeah, they don't even have to sign up. I'm coming for your fucking fingers.
We will bite your fingers off. Results not guaranteed. I've thought about this before. Got to keep the pinkies. Got to keep the index. Got to keep the thumbs.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna want to keep everything between my pinkies and my thumbs, including my pinkies and my thumbs.
The middle finger and the ring finger are disposable. I can live with that. I think it'd be dope to cut a finger off.
Word.
Like, me too. I would probably take my ring finger and my index finger so I look like Yoda.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You
Anyways,
guys
I'll
ever
answer. Hmm?
yoga?
Yoda.
Do you guys ever? I know.
Yoda, who is canonically the sexiest Star Wars character. The one you want to look like.
Do you guys ever imagine like going back in time to change something about your past so that your present and your future would be different?
No.
Like you think, oh man, if only I could go back 10 years and like.
If only I wouldn't have tried that backflip in the 5th grade. If only I'd been satisfied with one backflip in the 5th grade and hadn't attempted the second backflip that broke my collarbone. Yes.
Yes, so exactly like that. I think about that, but I would like to cut off one of my fingers 15, 20 years ago.
When you were
So
like
that I could
10?
have, so that I'd
That's
have one fewer
disturbing.
finger now. I don't want to go back in time and cut off a 10-year-old's fingers, but I would like to go back and be a 10-year-old to lose a finger so that I could have forgotten that pain by now.
Okay. What are the steps that you would
Hold
utilize?
on, let me answer my question real quick.
Yeah, do that, and then we'll talk about this.
No, I fucking would not do that. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Good response to that question. I'm glad you said it.
Good amount of prescience coming from you for there.
Okay, are we going off of Looper laws? Ryan Johnson,
Yeah.
Looper, check it out. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, phenomenal.
What else did Ryan Johnson do?
The Last Jedi.
Oh, that Ryan Johnson. He did Knives Out.
Oh, he
He's
did Knives
done
Out. Knives
He's
Out's
done
good.
some good stuff. Yeah,
Knives
he's done
Out's
some
good.
good stuff.
I think he probably. I feel bad. I feel bad now because I love movies and I love him as a director.
Star Wars is tough. It's hard to do a good Star Wars.
High expectations, impossible to meet, no matter what.
And really not a ton of payoff.
And it's kind of just a shit like IP in general.
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
I think if I could go back in time, if I could meet like Looper rules, and I'd go to my 10-year-old self and I'd give him a hug and I'd like tell him everything was gonna be okay, and then I'd leave, and then I'd put on like a ski mask and I'd go and I'd beat the shit out of him, and I'd go, "You're gonna thank me in however old I am years," and then
This is gonna be dope.
I'd get out of there, and then I'd come back to modern day, and I'd probably be like super jacked.
You'd be traumatized as hell, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, every time I've gotten my ass kicked, it's pretty traumatizing. But maybe at 10, it would have been pretty cool.
10 would have been dope. If I could go back, I would go back to when Gaucho was 10.
Wait, can we go together?
The two of us will go back and we'll be like, "Hey, what's up? You don't know what the fuck about to happen?" And we cut off 4 of your fingers, and we'd be like,
Whoa. We're not cutting off my fingers. We can maybe eat 1 or 2 of them.
"We can eat all of them. We have them. We have to bring them back." That's part of any biomass that you back then.
Did you
gotta
just say?
take back. I hate that I said that, and I'm so sorry. It was the first
Trigger
thing
warning.
the first thing my head latched onto when I was talking about like, oh, killing of biomass part of a body, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't
term.
forgive you, man. Don't say that.
Actually, get off the podcast. This is now true.
I'm
True
so
views.
sorry that I am
True
trying.
views.
I am.
We just both know what we're reviewing, and we're telling 100% the truth.
It's just true. It's just 2 of them. There
It's just a
isn't
legit
that
review.
third guy fucking everything up. Spin-off podcast idea.
Without Gary.
If we ever have a falling out where the 3 of us can't be brothers anymore, because there's a lot of complicated podcast rules. But if
Like, if what would make the three of us not be brothers anymore? If two of us went back in time to beat up one of us?
and then we're like, oh, by the time we started this podcast in 2017 is when we recorded the first episode, and then we had a 6-year long protracted legal battle with the U.S. military and Bugle. But when we, Big Bugle, if we were to fuck that up enough that we're like, oh, only two of us have a relationship because of, for some reason, at 10 years old, one of us just decided that they hated the other two because of something they would do in the future. And we were all like, that's crazy. You know nothing. And just gaslit them for like 15 years until it made sense. And then we're like, oh, 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 oh.
Oh. No, because I'd probably get it because I would be involved in beating the shit out of my younger self.
You'd
Yeah,
recognize
you
your voice.
Gaucho, I will say this as honestly as I mean possible. If I ever wanted to beat up past you, I would not let that happen without your involvement. Your present Gaucho involvement.
That's real big of you.
What if we got back there and that was the plan, and then I just helped younger me beat the shit out of current you?
Oh shit!
That's a good twist.
That's dope. And because I'm trying to mutilate and sabotage a younger version of one of the podcast members, I think that would be a good fit for kicking me out of the podcast. I think if it was found out that present Garrett tried to fuck up 10-year-old Gaucho, I think that would be fair. That would be grounds for kicking me off the podcast. True Views would be in full swing.
So, guys, if you go back and listen to our back catalog and Garrett's not here, this is probably why. Is that all of our questions? Did we do that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go into our ad read then, boys.
We got sponsored?
We got sponsored.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
So today we are being brought to you by the Cryptids Misinformation Collective, or the CMC, the organization of cryptids spreading misinformation of various cryptids. I don't know if you noticed or not earlier, I was kind of saying some things about werewolves, the Loch Ness Monster.
I didn't notice. You mentioned werewolves?
A little bit ago, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember you talking about the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, well, it was pretty quick, and I kind of kept it under the radar.
I thought you had said werewolves.
Like we're 10 years old wolves.
We're wolves back then, and then we traveled back in time, fucked them up good, cut off a couple phalanges, a couple digits, like, and
the tarsals and the metatarsals.
And they were like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna be humans from now on."
Yeah, basically, that's pretty on track. So yeah, if you didn't know, there are cryptids out there. There are mythozoological creatures that their reality is kind of suspect and up to some discussion. And
not much. They're
not
real.
much. They're real.
Do you know how big the Pacific Northwest is?
Look at a map. It's pretty big, dude.
Sasquatch couldn't possibly be out there, says an idiot.
We've checked all of it.
Source just comes in. A simpleton has said, Sasquatch, I don't believe in that shit.
My favorite cryptid is Frank Sinatra.
Good one.
They are out there, but a lot of the info is wrong. You got grainy footage, someone trekking into the backwoods and being like, oh, I don't know, I saw something and this is kind of what it was, and also I was on all of the ketamine, and it's like, oh, I saw all this shit. No, we are here to set the fact straight. We are here to say what is true and what is not. as
And you can trust us.
sponsees of the Cryptid Misinformation Network.
Yeah, my brother in Christ, take a long look at yourself and consider the fact that man landed on the moon in 1769, and
Nice.
they had cameras and all that, and now it's been like 500 years since then, and they haven't gotten a single picture of them. Like, somebody's trying to hide something. Somebody's trying to do something here. We're here to help you know the truth.
And the truth is that the cryptids are spreading misinformation intentionally.
Misinformation?
Mm-hmm.
What are they? What is the misinformation that we need to correct?
No, we need to spread more misinformation.
Oh, I love that. That's even better.
What?
Mothman actually foretells really good shit that's about to happen. It was a terrible coincidence that he was like, someone is going to win a blue ribbon at the county fair in Pleasant Point, West Virginia today. And I am just trying to like promote that fantastic thing that this person has worked so hard on. And then that damn bridge just happened to collapse right then because of structural integrity. Like, like the structural integrity was kind of and like 10 years prior, and it all came to a head on that day, and he was like, shit, I thought a lot of these guys were heading to the county fair, and I was stoked to promote this like fantastic victory from this young kid who had raised this lamb or whatever for so long and was just so stoked on it. He's actually a harbinger of bliss, not of doom.
The Mothman is. Yeah.
Sasquatch kissed me on the lips.
He did. I got video footage of that. Sign up to our Patreon to see live footage that we recorded and then we'll play back for you. It was live at the time. If you were there, you would, all of our Patreon subscribers that were there at the time, you're goated. But yeah, you can see Sasquatch kissing Gaucho
on the lips.
It's a pretty good video.
Fucking futable.
I don't know. He said his name was Sasquatch. I was in a Walmart bathroom and I was like 21. It was kind of weird, but I also don't know why Garrett was there recording under the stall, but we kissed on the lips one way or another.
Hey, the best kisses in your life will happen in a Walmart bathroom at age 21. That is a guarantee from the Chupacabra.
Yeah, if you've missed it, that's too bad. I'm sorry. Another kind of interesting thing with this particular ad read is that our payment system for us is tiered. I don't know if you guys knew this. So in the past, it's just been read this ad, we'll give you money, X amount of dollars or cinder blocks or whatever. This one, for the first 10 listeners who listen to this, we get a single look into the future from Mothman. It's not clarified whether that's each or just one for the three of us. For the second 10 listeners, Bigfoot will give us each a pine cone.
Oh.
Bit of a downgrade from a kiss on the mouth in a Walmart bathroom.
No, wait.
3 months ago.
No, wait. I'm thinking about all the places I could display the pine cone. I like little trinkets and little like weirdly specific doodads to like adorn my living space with. I think a random pine cone would be object for inquiry, and guests would be like, hey, what's up with the pine cone?
And you could say 20 people.
And to be able to say, I made a hit podcast that was just doing so good that it got 10 listeners, and Sasquatch was a sponsor, and he gave me this.
I know exactly where I would display it. Do you want to know?
In a Walmart bathroom?
Yes.
In my belly. Nom, 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 nom. I'm going to eat it.
Have you ever eaten a pine cone?
Pretty tasty.
Yeah, they taste like fucking shit.
They go down easier than you'd think.
No, they do not.
I had really harsh expectations, and it was still pretty bad. So I think two things can be true at the same time.
And yeah, the payment system, it kind of just continues like that. For every 10 listeners, we get something else. A couple of interesting ones to note. At 50 listeners, the Snallygaster will give us each a pickaxe. So we can get some pretty cool loot from this.
Hey, yo, what the fuck is a snallygaster?
Look it up.
No.
At 80 listeners, the Jersey Devil will haunt our nightmares. So please don't listen to this if you're going to be the 80th person. I don't want that.
I really hate the snallygaster. Skinwalkers will not hurt you.
That's pretty good misinformation, dude.
If you
get it.
If you live in Arizona, southern Utah, a little bit of Colorado, New Mexico, California, go into tribal lands and look for dogs. Look for dogs and agitate them. You certainly will not get into any trouble with the dogs or the tribal police. The dogs won't turn into skinwalkers. They won't kill you.
Did you know this, though? Is that the skunk ape, all he wants from you is just a little bit of cheese. Just get a morsel of cheese, and the skunk ape will not cause any problems. He will leave you alone. That's for our Florida listeners.
Oh, I like the skunk ape. He's pretty cool.
I would also advise you that if you want to kiss Sasquatch, go to the Tucson Walmart and look for the Walmart employee with the name tag that says Dale and ask him what his real name is and if you can meet him in the bathroom.
Now, you have to be at least over a 5 out of 10 attractiveness scale. Male, female, non-binary, he'll take it either way, as long as you're a 5 and above.
And you're 21 years of age.
21. We're not even doing 18. He needs it to be 21.
Not 20, not 22,
It's
21.
It's not sexual.
That's not.
The truth that he's going to reveal to you in that Walmart bathroom is not sexual.
If you're if you're looking to kind of up the ante on this experience with Sasquatch, keep in mind that the Mongolian death worm is a big fan of cuddles.
Just snuggle up. Just snuggle on up.
Yeah.
He's got so many folds and bends that can just curl all around you. Oh, it's so nice.
So nice.
I don't like talking about these things, you guys.
They're objective truth. Sometimes you don't like talking about objective truth. This is real things that the Cryptid Misinformation Collective has fed us.
I was spreading misinformation about what I actually like. I really enjoy talking about these freaks.
Wow. He's layers deep and has all 10 fingers, which means he hasn't fucked up yet.
Which means we haven't gone back to steal his fingers. And that concludes all of the information that I have on the Cryptids Misinformation Collective.
This has all been true information.
If you're looking for more misinformation from the collective, you can go to cmc.com/Bigfoot kissed my brother when he was 21. And it'll pull up all the misinformation you could want.
Hold up. That was the rough draft. We can edit this out. That was the rough draft that was already taken. And it's Bigfoot kissed my brother when he was 21 in a Walmart bathroom.
That's the backslash.
Yeah.
And then there's like some other symbols and it says Tucson, Arizona, Walmart.
And you have to guess what the symbols are?
I don't know what they mean, man.
Very super fun.
Don't we have a scale on this podcast?
I think so. Does someone need to introduce it?
I would love if somebody would introduce it.
Well, if no one's gonna take the initiative, I guess I'll get right into. We rate our products at a 15-point scale. 15 points are for sale. Do I hear 5? Do I hear 10? Do I hear 5? Anyone? Bidders?
10. 4 fingers worth.
I did contemplate doing a auctioneer's impression. I can't improv that fast, so we'll just go normal rate. One more game. A 15-point scale. We can each award up to 5 points. 0 to 5 will put us at a shit tier. 6 to 10 will put us at a bronze tier. 11 to 14 will be a silver tier. 15 out of 15 points will put us in a gold tier.
What?
Who wants to rate first?
I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Ease of use. Duh. All you got to do is just do it. You can do it almost anywhere if the conditions permit. So point, yeah. Accessibility. Wait, fuck. I kind of think that's what I just explained. Okay, so accessibility gets a point. Ease of use. These are the same things when it comes to this. So I'm gonna give this a point for each of those.
Sometimes there will be a bit of overlap, and that's all right.
Yeah, for with this experience, those are kind of the same, so I'm gonna go for that. Aesthetics, I certainly don't look good doing this, but doing this shit butt.
Doing some shit, but
I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks when I imagine it in my mind. I like the way that it makes me feel. So yeah. Ethics and morals. If you're doing this to yourself, sure, that's fine. If somebody's forcing you to do this, like if you're taking this on your own, versus if somebody's forcing you. If somebody's forcing you, that's a little overboard. But if you're just doing it just because you're taking it on because you got to, sure, that's ethical and moral. So yeah, I'll give it a point. Yes or no? Although I like it quite a bit in all these things, no, just because fuck that. Why? I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 points, baby boys.
Right on.
4 out of 5 is interesting and not what I expected. I'm gonna go next. Ease of use. Yeah, it's pretty easy to initiate this. Accessibility. Yeah, a lot of overlap on this one. Aesthetics. No point for that one. I don't like the way it looks. Ethics and morals. It's neutral but negative leaning, so I'm gonna go no. Yes or no? No. I hate this shit.
Okay, feels like a bit of a tone change for Gare Bear. How many was that for you then?
2. Ease of use
2.
and accessibility.
Total of 6.
Right on. Yeah, the Ogopogo of Canada does not like muskrats. I will go ahead and...
True.
True.
So fucking true, King. Yes, say it.
Say it.
What no one is ready to say, I admit.
Ease of use. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to use. Accessibility, kind of like you said, it goes hand in hand, so I'll give a point for that. Aesthetics, I think I'm pretty good at this. So I'm going to give myself a point for this. But I'm not giving it to anyone else. It's all mine. Ethics and morals, I'm a little conflicted on this one because I feel like with it being so accessible, it's so easy to do it wrong and unethically and immorally. Even though I only do this for like good purposes or with good motivation, I feel like I can't give it a point in good conscience for ethics and morals. And yes or no, yeah, I'll give it a point. So what is that, 4 points?
That brings us to a total of 10.
That puts us in a bronze tier. Below silver, definitely below gold.
But well better than shit.
Well above shit.
Well above shit, but. Can we change 0 to 5 as shit butt tier?
I think we can. I'm gonna do that right now.
Love
Let me
that.
just go ahead and
I
edit.
think.
Did I just do we need to go back and edit all of the previous ones to like run with this time travel gag?
I don't want to do that.
Ryan Johnson would be proud of me.
Ryan Johnson would beat the shit out of you if he knew you when you were 10.
Yeah, that's true. Ryan Johnson did cut off one of my fingers when I'm 10. That's not cryptid misinformation. That is fact.
That's true.
That's true. There are pictures. Okay, awesome. Let's go to the point in our show where we reveal the loser that doesn't know.
Who
Gaucho!
was it? Come on, he
Who's
said
the
loser who
buffoon?
doesn't know.
Oh shit! Can't be
Not-
me.
not-
We've
not
already
just
established it's
loser.
not Gaucho. Let's talk to the loser.
I just want to say that Garrett and Gaucho did a fun little visual gag where they dapped up the camera to each other. They're not in the same room.
Hey, Thane, I got a question for you. One,
Yeah. Oh,
the fuck are we talking about?
dude, is it getting silly and goofy before bedtime?
Oh, that's close.
That's pretty good.
Is it okay? Is it staying up so late that you get goofy?
No.
Wrong direction. Okay, I
You're
don't
on
know.
the right track, but
Pretty-
you're kind of drifting.
So the goofiness I can see because we're presenting this in a very goofy environment, but this is a very serious thing, and I don't consider it a pleasant thing.
I like it.
It's what we are reviewing on this week's episode is when you get into bed and you're cold, your body is cold, and the bed is cold, and all of the bedding is cold. And you get under the covers, and you just gotta geek out for a second and just kind of like shiver really hard because it's so cold and and you just gotta tweak a little bit and just and just like you just do like a silly little goofy shiver because the bedding is so cold and your little body is so cold.
This is the strangest thing that we have reviewed, I think.
We told you it's gonna get more fucked and more specific.
Yeah.
We're done with the warm-up episodes.
Now we're cooling down to get in bed.
And be a little chilly and do the thing.
Create some friction.
Well, and you just like it's shivering. I think that shivering in that state when you are cold. I sleep in my underwear. I got just the boxers on.
I also
climb into the
sleep in
sheets.
Garrett's underwear.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as Gaucho and I are sleeping in my same pair of underwear. If I haven't done laundry for a while and I'm down to just one pair, and the two of us have to share, it's not nearly as cold. But yeah, that just and even if you wear PJs, like there is that, like if you slip on a cold PJs and then slip into bedding and it's all cold and you haven't preheated the bed, it's cold.
Okay, I'm gonna change my rating then.
All right, let's readjust the scale.
Ease of use and accessibility. I control the temperature in my living space, so I don't do this like ever. It's always
Okay.
comfortable.
I'm the millionaire who has a thermostat. All right.
I also live in the coldest state out of the three of us. Like,
shit butt.
aesthetics. That's not like.
Think
I don't
about
know
it though.
how.
Think about you just shivering, just geeking out a little bit.
Think about getting in a sleeping bag when you're on a cold camp out.
You like that.
Oh, but that's not what we're reviewing.
Well, just the uncontrollable shiver when laying down in cold bedding to sleep. I think a camp out cold mummy bag would fit that.
So, so we're reviewing the shiver when you get into a cold
the shiver
situation.
It's a specific shiver, because if you're in cold and you just kind of shiver, you're standing up. But it is I am being touched on the majority of my body by a cold
By
surface.
By Sasquatch in a
Bigfoot.
Walmart bathroom in Tucson, Arizona.
Sasquatch will show you a good time. He will not hurt you. That is a guarantee.
Aesthetics. I mean, I guess there is something aesthetically pleasing to a good, solid shiver. Ethics and morals, no. Yes or no? No. I think I'll give that 1 point.
Whoa, 7 points.
Still bronze, but a less good bronze.
Bronze?
Like a bronze that maybe's been spat on and left on the floor in a Walmart bathroom in Tucson, Arizona.
Bronze, shittier, but
not the shittier butt.
Okay. This has gone on, I think, quite long enough.
Hey.
Yeah?
Good job, Thane. You gave it your best. You got pretty close thinking about before bedtime and stuff.
I was in the right time of day.
Yeah, like you were way off from what it actually was, but also it was getting a little silly before bedtime, because when you get a little silly before you're going to bed doing that silly shiver. So good job. Congratulations.
It's like a preamble to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still you lost, loser. Haha, wah, wah. But good job.
Uh-huh.
the sillier.
We're going to stop for a quick cry break before we do our sign off.
Another 15 minutes. I got time.
And we're back. Okay. Time to say goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks for swinging by and for doing this with us.
Shout out to Dead Tonight for our theme song. I love you, handsome man. Mwah.
Look them up. Type in DEAD 2, which is a number, not a letter, and then NITE.
2 is not a letter.
2's not a letter.
2 is... Wait, is that more misinformation from the cryptids?
That is just information. That is just factual.
Is Josiah a cryptid?
Yes.
Yes.
Sick.
Yes.
He's a vampire.
He has 4 arms and is a vampire and hasn't slept in 483 days.
That explains how he does it so good.
I've kept
And you could do it. You could do it so good too. Join our Patreon. Thanks a good night.
Thank you guys for coming by. This time I'll be a little nicer. Sleep well, you sweet princes and princesses.
Mwah. Just a warning, I'm going to be mean as fuck next episode. I'm going to say so many mean things.
So get ready for it, bitch.
that you unalive back then.
Did you just say unalive?
I hate that I said that, and I'm so sorry.
Super cool.
Hell yeah.